Job has this other statement. He says, though he, God, though he try me, yet I will come forth as gold. Beautiful. Though he try me, yet I shall come forth as gold. Now, for many of us, we stop at the beginning of that sentence, though he try me. We talk about our trials, and we begin to see this as a negative experience, rather than following through and seeing the end of the sentence, which is, I shall come forth as gold. When I looked at this, I began to see the analogy between the Olympic Games and what Job is going through here. Now, initially, it may seem a little bit of a stretch to connect the two, but look at this. We're talking about the fact of, though he try me, our trials, and we're making the leap of using, instead of that word, using the word training, developing. When we are trained, when we are developed, we'll come forth as gold. Now, to the Olympics, they come around every 4 years, and the athletes from around the world come and they compete in their respective areas. I'm always attracted to the track and field, especially the 100 meters. And there we see these athletes, finely tuned human specimens, their bodies toned to the maximum degree, their muscles hard, their sinews focused, everything on winning the gold. There we see what's usually described as the fastest man on earth at that time. And the intriguing thing is that the individual who really stretches, strains, and has been trained for this, moves towards the finish line, and he receives the gold sometimes only a fraction of a second ahead of the person who comes in the second and third places. Going for the gold. This is, I think, one of the tremendous analogies for us in life. You see, life for us, each one of us, is our Olympic Games. There's no dress rehearsal for life, unlike the Olympics where you have training and then the participation in the final event. We only get one shot at it. And so the challenge is here to look at our Olympics in exactly the same way, where we develop our capacities, we develop our faith, so that when we are confronted by the challenges, the obstacles, the difficulties of life, we're able to surmount them and move on to the maximum of our ability and achieve the gold. Now, in the Olympics, we get individuals from around the world keep competing against each other, but in our own personal Olympics, there are only two individuals involved. The first is you and I, individuals. The second is the ideal individual, that individual that we were created to become. And as we embrace our Olympic Games, as we face our challenges, our obstacles, surmounting challenges while we face them, overcoming obstacles when they come our way, what happens is we develop the faith, we develop the capacity to achieve the greatest of which we are capable, and we move towards our own personal goals. There's no excuse for remaining what I might call flabby in spirit, undeveloped, untrained. I know certain individuals who say, well, you know, you talk about faith, but I never had faith. Well, Scripture says that God has given to each one of us a measure of faith. We all have faith. The only issue is whether we take it, whether we use it to develop our potential and achieve the highest of which we are capable. So you look at your situation now. You see it through the eye of faith. And you look at God, yes, I'll use an intriguing phrase here. You look at God as your trainer. And He enables you to develop that which He has placed inside you so that you can move towards your goal, overcoming, surmounting, achieving, moving towards the gold that He has in store for you. So, the message that comes from God through Job is this: go for the gold. Develop your faith. Don't settle for a stagnant life, but rather be so infused by the power of God, by the perspective that God has for you, trusting Him that He is going to lead you into all situations so that you are able to become the highest of which you are capable. It's there. The gold medal is waiting for you. As you place yourselves in the hand of God, who trains you, who molds you, shapes you, you achieve the highest of which you were capable. I love the story of Paganini, the great violinist. He was once playing before a highly distinguished audience. And as he sat down and he was playing his beautiful Stradivarius violin, suddenly one string snapped. The audience gasped, but Paganini, seemingly unflustered, kept on playing. Then the second string snapped. Still, he kept on playing. Unbelievably, as he was continuing his piece, the third string snapped. Obviously, there's a tremendous gasping going on in the audience. But what happens with the maestro? Simply this. Amazing. He picks up his Stradivarius violin and he holds it aloft in one hand and he exclaims to the audience, "Look, one string and Paganini." And he went on to finish his musical piece with a flourish, a truly virtuoso experience. One string and Paganini. Imagine how that relates to you in your Olympic Games. You may have lost one string. You wonder how you can cope. Then another string goes. Perhaps even a third string, and you're looking at the only thing you have left. And the message that comes to us from the men and women of faith down through the years is this: one string and God. And it enables you to develop your faith, to develop your capacities so that you can grow and grow and grow. The Apostle Paul has this prayer that he gave the church at Ephesus. He says, "I pray that you would experience the mighty power of God in your lives." It's the same mighty power that raised Jesus from the dead. You see what can happen? As we are trained in the arena of life, and our trainer is God, He enables us to become so focused on Him, so filled with His power, that we can keep on moving, despite the fact that one string after another snaps. And we keep going and we finish the assignment that we are called to experience.